edition of the Spin Cycle. It's JP, Jeremy Borash, and we have a unique program this time around. We're not actually having wrestlers on this time. In every team, no matter what it is, every team needs a coaching staff. And in TNA Wrestling, we have a bit of a coaching staff here. The backstage people, the people that make things happen behind the scenes, they're all names I'm sure you know. Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce our panel for this special edition of the Spin Cycle. First of all, he is a former TNA World Tag Team Champion, backstage producer. You know him as Simon Diamond. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Pat Kenny. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, he is the Director of Talent for TNA Wrestling, the one and only Mr. Terry Taylor.
JB, how are you?
Up next is a man who needs absolutely no introduction to the world of wrestling, but I'm still going to give him one. I'm talking about Vince Russo. Last and certainly not least, backstage, he's a jack of all trades or just a off. I'm not sure. Ladies and gentlemen, the Disco Inferno, Gilbertti.
I didn't know he was here. I didn't know he was here.
He's got his disco.
Catch a cab.
Gentlemen, have a seat. Thank you so much for being here on this special edition of the Spin Cycle. That'd be kind of nice to get a backstage perspective from some of the people that are making this company happen behind the scenes. You four certainly
Then why is he here?
are certainly a good example of that. And right now, in TNA Wrestling, as we get closer to Bound for Glory, we have a serious situation that's developed in TNA Wrestling between the veterans and maybe the young lions of this company, the people that have built this company since day one. And certainly a lot of people are arguing the point. Sting has a point. Jeff Jarrett has a great point. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. Everybody seems to be, well, stating their case. And in a lot of cases, everybody seems to be right in some areas. Some people disagree with it. It depends kind of where you sit, not only on the roster, but as a fan and how many years you've watched this business. Certainly, we have seen a very outspoken Sting, much to the, dismay of some of the fans. And certainly it goes both sides, too. Samoa Joe, some very honest words as well. My question for you guys, from this perspective of your positions in TNA Wrestling, who are you siding with? The veterans or the young guys? Let's take her for a spin. Pat Kenny.
I was a young lion once, so I can kind of see their perspective, but very long time ago, unfortunately, I'm going to side with the veterans on this.
You're going to side with the veterans. Glenn Gilbertti down here.
I'm going to kind of go in the middle here. I'm going to side with the veterans and the young guys. I mean, the veterans, you got guys like you got guys like Sting, obviously worth his weight in gold. You got some of the young lions, guys like Sanjay Dutt, the Guru.
Terry Taylor.
Coming from you. I like the young guys. I do. They're the lifeblood of our business. I'm 30 glorious years in this business, but I just love the young guys coming up. The passion is what drives them.
Passion's what drives them. All right. Vince Russo.
I tell you what, JB, as a writer, I'd have to go with those that make my job easier, those that listen and take direction, and that would be the veterans.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, well, we're also talking about an imbecile sitting at the table that wanted the Invisible Man to be a character.
And the Martian invasion.
Thank you.
And the Martian invasion. You wouldn't have to pay the guy, all right?
I think we're onto something here.
A $5 bounty on his head. $5. I'll go to $6.
You know what? I'm still thinking about the Invisible Man and electing him. Get him the hell out of here.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. We just had a big return. Obviously, an emotional night, no doubt about it, when Jeff Jarrett returned to TNA Impact. How about Jeff Jarrett coming back here?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And a very heartfelt, emotional interview he did on Impact. Certainly the introduction of Mick Foley was a big story as well. But the words that Jeff Jarrett spoke, coming out for the first time, really saying that he was the founder of this company. Now with Jeff Jarrett returning to the TNA roster, how does that change things? Let's take her for a spin. Terry Taylor.
I think it improves all the matchups. I think Jeff is a great wrestler. I think he's got a passion back. So many things, so many trials in his life. And I think he wants to do what he loves, and that's get back in the ring. It's exciting.
Glenn Gilbertti.
Yeah, definitely a welcome addition. I mean, besides myself, you really can't name 10 other guys in the business that have consistently as good matches as Jeff does. So I think, it's going to be a welcome addition to the quality of the products. Absolutely.
Hey, Terry, did you see Glenn's last match?
I hope so.
All right, Pat Kenny.
I think Jeff coming back immediately just shakes everything up in the title picture, and I think it's great for TNA. I think he brings a lot of passion in everything that he does, and I think his first on-air promo was phenomenal. I think it really, really hit home with a lot of people and really tugs at the heartstring, and that's what really draws money in the business.
Very nice. Vince Russo, what do you think about Jeff Jarrett's return to TNA Wrestling?
Well, JB, I think on both the personal and professional level, Jeff's only going to add to TNA, and make TNA stronger. And, let's face it, we're all employed here because of Jeff Jarrett, and we can never forget that.
That's true. Very true. Very true.
How did he get employed? That's my big question.
Is he?
Let's go ahead and talk about some political things that have happened recently, lately. John McCain selected Sarah Palin as his vice presidential candidate running mate. Shocked the world. Shocked the world. What do you think of Sarah Palin? Are you more likely to vote for John McCain because of her? Is Sarah Palin going to be our next VP? What do you think? Let's take her for a spin. Vince Russo.
I'll make this perfectly clear. As an old school Italian, as Pat would say, we don't need a woman anywhere near the White House. Nowhere near.
Really?
Cut and dry.
Unbelievable. Glenn Gilbertti, Sarah Palin, what do you think?
I mean, I got to kind of agree with Vince. I mean, the last thing you want, all women really do is they think they know how to do everything, but they actually know how to do nothing. So, I mean, you can't have somebody who just thinks they know how to do
Fire, disco.
Fire, yes.
I just think it's a bad move putting a woman up there because bottom line, when it comes time to punch the ticket, I don't think a man's going to press that McCain thing as long as he's got Sarah Palin with her.
All right, Simon Nally, what do you think? Pat Kenny down here.
I'm certainly not one of these bleeding heart liberal tree huggers, and I mean it doesn't surprise me that two stupid Italians like yourselves are talking like a bunch of idiots. Especially you.
Well, you want a woman to be your leader?
I'm a patriot, is what I am. A patriot.
He's married. He's already got a woman.
I am a card.
USA.
That's right.
USA.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I don't have any problem with what's Sarah Palin is
Sarah
name?
Palin,
If
yeah.
she wants to come to my house and clean my toilets, no problem.
Really? Let her cook. Let her cook for you.
She's a strong speaker. She has a proven track record. She has a proven track record with the oil industry being in Alaska.
She's in Alaska.
I think she would make a fine vice president.
It's 36 degrees below zero. How hard is it
It's a great gimmick for the Republican Party.
Wow, all right, very interesting. Terry Taylor, I got to know what you think about Sarah Palin being selected as a possible vice presidential running mate.
I think it's great, and there's a reason I know why you live in your basement. I'm with you, and you don't count.
All right, very good, very good. Terry Taylor, ladies and gentlemen, Terry Taylor.
You don't count. You don't count. You don't count.
See that plastic bag I can put over his head?
We all spend a lot of time together on the road. We go from town to town, city to city, nation to nation sometimes. And what's important, I think, a lot of times is you got to pick a good travel partner. Somebody you're going to spend a lot of time in the car driving up and down the roads. Somebody that doesn't drive you crazy.
Yeah, you don't want somebody like that for sure.
No.
Yeah. Common sense.
The question is, who is your preferred travel partner on the road? We're talking so many hours in the car, so many days a week we travel. Who is the one person you like to travel with? Your favorite travel partner? Let's take her for a spin. Pat Kenny.
When I am on house shows, my favorite travel partner is Craig Jenkins because he has the most backwards hillbilly sayings I've ever heard in my life. And living in New Jersey, I take it back to my friends and they look like I have 5 heads. Now, when I'm here in Orlando, my favorite travel partners are Terry Taylor and Vince Russo because all they do is make fun of Glenn Gilbertti, and he's an idiot.
All right. T. Taylor, favorite travel partner?
Well, now it's these two. It used to be Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, but now it's these two.
Yeah.
Every chance I get, I leave him.
Yes.
Just leave him.
That's
no matter
fine.
where it is.
Did you ever think that maybe I didn't want to come with you guys?
Well, why are you running behind the car saying, wait for me?
Frank Gilbertti, favorite travel partner?
This was actually funny. I roomed with this guy one time on the road, and there's a funny story. AJ Styles would be my perfect travel partner. I roomed with him one time on the road. The guy doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. And when it was time to go to bed at night, he pulled out, I can't believe that a grown man did this, but he had blue pajama bottoms with sailboats on them.
What a pansy.
How do you know that?
Because
Checking him out?
I tried to take a picture of his blue pajama bottoms to show the world he covered himself up under the covers there.
The beautiful thing about that is now, since that must have been a few years ago, because now AJ stays in Marriott and you're still at the Super 8. So it's perfect. I mean, it's,
Wow.
You don't have to worry about that anymore.
And also the Renaissance.
Vince Russo, you got a favorite travel partner on the road?
You know, I travel with these two guys now, and they know that I love them. But back in the day, JB, I traveled with a man by the name of Howard Finkel.
The Fink!
And let me tell you why Howard was so great to travel with, because Howard religiously listened to 70s music, not this crap rap that these punk kids today listen to. Shoot me this, bang me this, ba-ba, crap. 70s music, Howard Finkel, retro, baby, all the way.
Is that right? Well, Disco, you might be a fan of 70s music.
I am a fan of disco music. I think he's, I don't know what type of music he likes. Disco music's, I like everything.
All right.
No, it's not.
It's horrible.
Disco music's awesome.
No, we're talking about you, not the music. Disco sucks.
Disco sucks.
Well, we have a special guest. Everybody's a big fan here of the one and only Shark Boy, right?
Shark Boy!
Shark Boy, right? Yeah. Shark Boy.
What? Give me a shell, yeah.
And Shark Boy is standing by right now. There he is in the laundry room via satellite. Shark Boy, it's time now for another edition of Dirty Laundry. Go ahead.
Thanks, JB. It's time once again for Dirty Laundry. I'm going to set some questions in motion here and pull one of them out of the dryer here, and let's see what we got this week for Dirty Laundry. A question for the panel. Well, I got a question, but I got something else. Look at that. How about a multiple choice question? Is this A, a parachute? Is this B, a hammock? Or is...
Or C, my bra.
Well, I can see it's your bra.
Thank you.
Hey, Tracy, since you're here, would you mind doing me a favor? Would you read the question for Dirty Laundry? We're filming the spin cycle.
Wonderful. How you doing? Good. Not like I have a bunch of bitches to roll around.
How about a question for the panel? What do you say?
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot,
Go ahead.
guys. You step away. If you could fire one person on the panel right now, who would it be?
Woohoo! Why don't you take that for a spin, JB? I'll see if I can figure out what I'll do while you guys are doing that. So,
Buddy, whatever. Wildest dream.
where are you going, Tracy?
Wow, interesting question there. And of course, we always love to have the beautiful Miss Brooks on hand, but a great question.
Miss Brooks on hand?
Sure, she was, very instrumental in this question. The question is, if you could fire one person on the panel right now, who would it be? I think I'll take the obvious for 200, Alex, and say Glenn. I'm going to say that right off the bat, but I don't know what your answer is going to be. Vince Russo.
That big nose toucan Sam right there across the table.
Big news, Toucan Sam. What?
You know, I'll tell you what, JB. I'm going to tell you a true story now. I can sit here and I can tell you what Terry Taylor does to earn his pay. I can tell you what Pat Kenny does to earn his pay. Whether you want to fire Russo or not, I can tell you what I do to earn my pay. This guy right here that robs from the company does absolutely nothing for the company. He told me yesterday, this is a shoot now, he told me yesterday he had to leave the tapings at 3 o'clock yesterday to go walk his dog. This is what we're talking about. Glenn Gilbertti.
Nobody even knew I was gone. I was gone for 20 minutes.
What does that say about you?
No one
You left and nobody knew you were gone.
Exactly.
Can you just make that a longer period of time?
If there was one person I could fire in TNA, it would be Russo.
Yeah, and you
Fire
know what?
Russo.
If they fired Russo, you wouldn't have a job.
I was gonna
Because this
say,
moron brought you in
He
here.
was the one who
How
brought
about
you
that,
in.
genius?
What does that say about me? That's why he should be fired.
All right. Terry Taylor, who would be fired on this
Wait
panel?
a minute.
Just picture this. When I say, okay, he's blindfolded, he's tied up over here, you have 7 gunmen here, and I say, fire! you.
Right
in the heart.
It's right through the heart. That's it. It's unanimous. Glenn Gilbertti, you're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. They say you're fired.
I'm fired.
Where are you going?
Fire me?
No, you're not fired.
Kill yourself.
I'd like to thank our great panel. Let's hear it for Terry Taylor, Vince, and Pat Kenny. I'm JP Jeffrey Borash, and you've just been spun. Get him out of here. Unbelievable. Throw that chair. Please. Hey, come on.
Kill him. I don't want him fired. I want him dead. I'll shoot the gun.